Hey, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are, right? Hey to everybody in the chat. What's up with it, fact checker? Good to see you again. Hey, Heaven Sent, Queen's Throne. Shout out to Queen's Throne. Hey, blessed and highly favored. How are you? I did see a notification that Queen's Throne was going to be live tonight. I don't know if it's scheduled yet, though, but I'll let her drop back in and let us know what time she's going to go live so we can make sure we're there. But I wanted to come through and just sort of follow up with you guys from, golly, the last 2 days and the last 24 hours and last night. I really got an opportunity to sort of um, come up to speed a little bit, right, with a few streams or whatnot. And man, do you think the well? Let me just say this. Let me start here. You know how sometimes things happen and it's just so big that it's just completely like out of anybody's control, like whatsoever, like period. It doesn't really matter. Like some stories just have a life of their own. And in this case, I've just seen just all sorts of stuff just sprouting up, right? But the wave of love that people have for Takeoff, I see some issues, possible issues where people are not feeling too good about Houston right now. And that's unfortunate. Shout out to Houston. I would never disrespect Houston. I would never disrespect Texas. I have to live here after all. Um, but I do. I hope that does not happen. I hope it does not come to anything like that. I really, really do. And I see a bit of a fracture kind of happening a little bit. And I'll be honest, I got to sit here and really get up to speed with, like I said, a couple of people's streams, right? And I'm just going to put it out there. I'm just going to say it because I can't help but to notice the resemblance myself. This connection between this whole Duke the Jeweler and Takeoff situation. How ironic is it? How ironic is it to you guys that even someone would even be wearing a yellow hoodie like that, like twice in 5 or 6 weeks? Hey, TRG. Hey, what's up? Let's Talk TV. Good to see you. I mean, you know what I mean? Um, Again, shout out to DJ Academics, man. Straight up helped helped a bitch get on, man. That's what's up. No clout chase. I'll forever be proud to say that. Absolutely no clout chase here. Um, but oh yeah, I'm definitely stupefied. But I'm just like, I'm just even just kind of surprised that anyone would even like, even if it's two different people, wear, this light cream yellow, very light yellow. It almost looks like a very, very soft yellow color. But yeah, like, what's going on? Who is this guy? Well, I do know who he is. I understand you all have identified him. I get that. I understand that individual also made their page private, I guess, huh? What's up, T Breeze? How are you? Yeah, I guess I guess they are from the Fifth Ward, I guess. Somebody named Cam, little Cam, little Cam 5. But I would be remiss if I did not, if I did not sit up here and be honest with you all, like the sleuther work that I've watched some of you all do. My goodness. Accomplished more than some police agencies accomplish out here. And although some people do look at it in a bad way with this footage being out here, it is the unfortunate era. This is the era that we live in. We just have to hope that bloggers will try to be responsible and not clickbait with death and gore and you know but there you have to try to understand too that there is a very human emotion in which people have a macabre curiosity towards these sorts of things. But no, I was definitely watching DJ Academic's live stream last night, and man, and I understand. Listen, there's been people for the last 3 days we've been talking about this yellow hoodie, literally for the last like 3 days. And I just want to show you just like this here is very just listen, the pictures don't lie, okay? The photos don't lie. And listen, I don't even know where at in DJ Axe video this particular part is right here. Hey, what's up, y'all? I don't even know exactly where. The specific timestamp in his like original video or whatnot. Because I ended up seeing this through somebody else's channel. Obviously, this is everywhere. Hollywood Unlocked made a post showing a man during the whole, this is at, you can actually see Quavo back there in the orange, the orange shirt or whatnot, but a very nice close-up shot of that man with that satchel in that yellow hoodie. And we know now that it's definitely not a gunshot wound to that upper left area of the back. Because for a minute there, that first night when we were looking at this footage, we had enhanced it, we noticed that, there looks like there was something on the dude in the yellow hoodie sure is acting strange, right? And that's when, and as you can see in this photo, very nice close-up shot, yeah, that is most definitely a satchel for sure, for sure. For sure. And he ran fast up out of there. And what's crazy is something happens when TakeOff walks past the man in the yellow hoodie. Again, and what was really cool is that towards the end of the stream, Ack went right back to the LeakYou.com enhanced footage. That's what's up. That's what's up.
Let's go. And
just
already, that's crazy.
The way y'all are breaking this down, it's just very. Man, I never thought I'd ever see Leak You on DJ Academic's channel.
See, right there, shit. I'm like,
that's
okay.
Mike Prince dude say, yo, listen, nigga. Yo, they know y'all family. So I don't know who those other people is talking about though. They say they know y'all family.
Conversation should have been done right from there. Yo, can you shut my door, please?
Hold on, whose channel is this? Wait, I gotta give a shout out to the channel owner. He's probably like, oh my god, I'm over here on this lady's channel. Bully XBT. We got you on the scope, man.
I'm about to hurt somebody for what?
Got you on the scope, bro.
See?
We friendly fire, though.
Somebody
Friendly
said,
fire.
What are you doing?
Queen's
Why,
Throne.
Man? Why y'all doing this stupid shit?
Hold up. Let me pause. Shout out to Queen's Throne in the building. I did announce that you will be going live tonight. If you let a chick know what time, I will make sure that I send folks that way. All right. I'm going to actually give up on the camera here. Typically, I don't even go on camera too often. I only have so many USB ports. Okay. And I need my I need it for something else. So we're gonna go cameraless here. I think you guys will survive, right? I think y'all will be just fine. All right. Perfect. All right. No, listen, like there'll never be a feature
Is
like
that a shot?
this,
No.
like ever in my life, in my, history of being on this thing that will ever even equate to this right here. Um, you know, a whole hour, like, yeah, man, it's much appreciated. Something like that can really help us smaller folks. And it just feels good because it's authentic, and I like to watch you guys analyze.
Is that a shot?
But this guy in this yellow
Is that a
hoodie,
shot? Is that a shot?
and what's amazing to me is, this video sat out for a whole day.
Is that a shot?
It wasn't until like the second day where people really just started grinding at it,
Sound
looking
like a
at
shot,
this frame by
but it doesn't
frame.
sound too close to the camera.
But I wanted to come through. There's been like so many people that have been swinging through the platform or whatnot, man. And yes, but that is not the same man, though. This particular man here in this yellow hoodie has already, y'all. The internet is undefeated. That is a show that I just need to go ahead and just create at this point. Just call it "The Internet is Undefeated," okay, and just make it about you guys. Really though, just make it about y'all. Because man, with all the everybody's doing everything on the internet these days, and some of the things I hear and see is just shocking sometimes. But yeah, man.
Yo, how this thing got like a clearer version than I seen on TMZ? What the fuck?
That's what's up. And I know people were like,
Okay,
"Who's a
we see
leak
though. We see
you?
though.
Who's a leak you? Who's this leak you?" I'm underground. I've always been pretty underground. Um, so there's that. But it's nice to have you new folks in the building. If you guys want to, if you are interested, I'll drop a link to the Discord, which is typically where I hang most of the time. Pretty much where you can, if you need, if you want to communicate with the Leak You fam or community, whatever you want to call it, Discord is definitely the preferred method. I'll make sure that I pin the comment as well. But there's a link to the Discord. That link will be good for 24 hours only. You all are free to come on into the Discord, and there are levels to the Discord. So just FYI, you won't have access to our most top secret rooms. We want to get to know you a little bit, but come on in and be a part of the Leak You community.
Punched, because it looks like the punching happened to the left, and Quavo already.
And there's
went
so many things that I picked up as well after enhancing this footage, in which you all picked it up, including what sounds like some sort of muffled shot.
Bro, I think it's that first shot that hit TakeOff. I ain't gonna lie to you.
That's what's up, T Breeze. Okay, yeah, I've been around here for a while, just underground. But my theory here, and I am going strictly based off of this camera footage, strictly. And I know many of you who had came through, even this morning,
You hear that?
yesterday, you all were like, "Hey, Leak You, listen to me. Listen to me, Leak You." It's this, it's that. This lady's not reading our comments. This lady's not. No, I'm reading your comments. But my thing
Look,
is the way
look
I
at what it
sort
goes
of
to the right. As soon as you
operate in situations like this, especially being the fact that there's so many people that are out here vlogging and blogging these days, is I typically will tune you out. I will shut you down, tune you out. Whoa, shout out to Dan Mexia, Texas. I've been subscribed to that channel for a minute. Much appreciation. I've been following you for quite a while, sir. Be surprised. But that's what's up. Let me pin that Discord link for you all really quick in the chat. And just make sure I pin that for you guys. All right, there it is. That way I don't have to keep dropping it, right? But my theory on this, after really just sitting down the last few days, looking at this footage, watching you guys analyze it, it prompts creativity in the brain, all sorts of stuff. When Now, I don't know if Takeoff was shot, both of the times that he was shot, if it was by the same gun. But there is a point when Takeoff is walking towards the chaos, as I've kind of called it, walking towards the chaos. There is a man in a yellow hoodie. They've been calling him Baby Dreads. I guess Little Cam 5 something. Um, I guess that's Little Cam Fifth Ward, I guess. But as Takeoff walks past this man in this yellow hoodie, something gets his attention with this man in this yellow hoodie. And Takeoff clearly turns his torso to look at this man. I mean, he looked the man directly in his eyes. And after slowing down this footage and really playing it frame by frame, we caught wind of it looks like a gun in yellow hoodie guy's hand. And we talked about that this morning, right? Talked about that this morning. And the reason why I'm saying this, because of my theory, the way that I feel about it, is because of the location of where Takeoff's wound was. And the only reason I know about that is because I watched a man, the same man that had been having an exchange of words with Quavo at some point. He actually leaned down and put his hands literally on the wound itself. So that, that tells me approximately, and so when you think about that, where that location is, and you think about the man in the hoodie, in the yellow hoodie, as he went to, he maneuvered behind Takeoff. It was very uncomfortable looking, because if I was in a situation like that and people are pulling out guns, or there's a fight going and chaos is ringing, why does dude want to stand here all sneaky, like looking at me like this? And then he wants to sneak all off. He wants to wait till I walk past him to walk behind me. Right? I mean, come on. Why is he walking? Dude, if you walk in front of me, like, why you want to get all behind me? Maybe that's just me always kind of watching my back, but I don't. At some point, too, we're also wondering at what point was Takeoff shot, because there's a point also in this footage where you see Takeoff grab his stomach, his torso. I did see a photo of a nurse that was rendering aid. She was actually featured on the news in Houston, KHOU, I believe. And she did not want to be identified or anything like that. She wanted to be completely anonymous, but she lived in an apartment in a condo unit not far from where this bowling alley billiards club was. She heard the gunshots from her apartment, which is right near that bowling alley. Okay. Did you see the picture of her in the pajamas? You may have seen it. It is floating around, but there's a photo of her trying to help take off. She's in like some, I was like, what kind of clothes are that? She wasn't partying with them, was she? But no, she was in her pajamas. She ran from her apartment. She heard screaming. She is an infusion nurse. She said she wanted to remain anonymous. She lives near the bowling alley where Takeoff attended this private party. She says, quote, I live close by and I heard pow, 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 and it stopped and I went, that's so weird. So I got up in my pajamas, go over to the balcony. My neighbors were underneath me. I said, did y'all hear that? And they said, yes. And I said, I don't think that was a car or firecrackers. That sounded like gunshots. The nurse said she saw people running and thought it was an active shooter situation. So she didn't want to go anywhere. But as things settled, she said she heard screaming. She said that she clearly heard the sound of a cry of agony, and it was a cry of agony that was emotional, not physical. She later learned that cry came from Quavo, another member of Migos, who was also the uncle to Takeoff. Obviously, we all know that he was very deeply affected by this. At one point, I heard that he even passed out at some point. But the nurse, she ran to this location. Well, first she actually went to the trunk of her car and grabbed equipment to help. Now she ran in. You can actually hear her voice where she's screaming, I'm a nurse. She was basically advising them not to move him. She said she was scared, but she had to go. And the nurse said when she got there, it was too late. And that his head was way up and his eyes had already rolled back and were fixed. And she saw a pile of blood behind his head. She said she checked Takeoff's pulse numerous times, but he had already passed away. Now, many people on social media have been suggesting that this nurse should have been performing CPR, but this nurse has basically shot back and said that would not have been appropriate, especially with this particular gunshot wound, saying that, quote, you would never do CPR because you would be circulating the blood and the blood would go right back out of the wound. Basically, Takeoff, he was killed instantly. This was instantaneous. Yeah, Don Mexia. Yeah, I was just talking about that. Isn't that interesting? Again, sometimes things happen in life where it's going to be what it's going to be. It's going to be what it's going to be, and you can only do so much. You can only do so much. Now, YouTube did age restrict my video. Of course they did. Of course they did. Um, the first one, I believe it's the first enhancement, the first clip or the first angle, they actually age restricted it. So it will not be available in it won't come up during the normal YouTube search algorithm. So you will have to go to the page and to review it, and it will probably stop a lot of traffic to the page. But hey, it ain't the first time. But yeah, like they age restricted it, and that restricts how the video is searched and all that sort of a thing on YouTube. Those types of videos that are that's why people complain about age restriction so much, because you search, can't find. And as many of you know, or maybe some of you don't know that are new, I've been around a while. The reason why my page looks the way it looks, where you don't really see a lot of streams on there, so I've got a lot of my stuff privated or up on the podcast platform. Definitely, matter of fact, while I'm mentioning it, Shout out to the LeakYou community. Please join us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Amazon Music.
Please hit the like. Thank you.
I had to do that. But I might go through and sort of unprivate some of it, but the stuff that I have been moving up to the podcast platform is available on the podcast platform. I'll throw a link to the Anchor site into the chat. It's anchor.fm/LeakYou. From there, you can get over to Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon, or Google. We also do have a website, LeakYou.com. And I mean, if you search LeakYou on all social media, you'll pretty much find me. But this man in this yellow hoodie, though, I believe that when TakeOff went to walk past this man in this yellow hoodie, that man shot TakeOff. I'm sort of wondering if he was shot in the torso first. This is just my thoughts on this, my theory based off looking at this footage. But it seems as if he was like shot in the torso first and then that shot to the head. And again, as we were looking through it. Well, matter of fact, let's just hear DJ
Right there.
Academics, some of his review here, shall we? Because it was very helpful for me. Yeah, right here, you will see TakeOff is standing up, right? Then this man in this yellow hoodie that everyone's talking about, you can see TakeOff literally turning his head. He's turning his head towards directly at him. There's even a point where it almost looks like TakeOff dang near is 180 degrees, his torso turned. So
Yeah, TakeOff is holding something. He kind of look like he's doing this, you know?
but it's just very interesting to see your guys' analysis. Hey there, Anthony McNeil. Real Life with Anthony McNeil. After the Host family.
Is this blood right here? I see some drops of shit.
And yes, that is blood. Yeah, if you literally just type TakeOff yellow hoodie in the search bar, then you will see that, yeah, there are people that have actually identified this man's social media. Who they believe is the man in the yellow hoodie, some dude named Cam or something like that. Big Cam. I seen somebody else mentioning it in the chat. But that man has privated his social media, his Twitter and Instagram. There were a couple of bloggers I actually seen that were requesting to follow the account, and he went private suddenly.
Side. No, we can't see nothing from it.
But he does, his avatar is not of his face; it's of his back. But you can see that the length of his dreads are about the same. I'll say that.
Yeah, we don't see TakeOff again. Yeah, he's holding something here. I don't see no blood.
Yeah, the guy on the right in the yellow hoodie made TakeOff, like he reacted to that man. He most definitely reacted. Yes.
Do y'all see blood? I don't see it.
It's amazing when you slow.
Andrew Gordon says it was probably point blank torso shot from the yellow hoodie. That's why it's a muffled gunshot. Mm.
You know, somebody else also mentioned something else last night about the gunshot, that muffled sound that happened about 5 to 7 seconds before the barrage of gunshots. What if it was a gun in a satchel? We've seen several men with these satchels, nice looking satchels. But would the sound of a gunshot be muffled if you are shooting said gun from inside a satchel of some type? And hey, we don't know if they cut a hole in the satchel to make the gun more accessible. Okay, I could see some pretty crazy things that people come up with, right? Hiding drugs in books, you know, that sort of a thing. Yeah, no problem. I mean,
It's shot up close.
I'm not
by
trying to
somebody inside
dox
a
old
gun.
boy, but
Then
hey,
the
it's out
dude
there
that was
like
with him starts to
massively, no hiding it.
approach, try to, like, you know what I mean? Like, well, obviously not shoot Takeoff. And either he shoots Takeoff by mistake, right? For the second shot, or the niggas who are then firing back at him like a couple seconds later, they shoot Takeoff by mistake.
I can't call it like an
Somebody
alcoholic.
says, remember,
Yeah, I
Takeoff,
feel you.
another guy and a woman were shot.
Hmm.
The guy,
I have never played any dice or anything like that. Don't know the first thing about playing any dice, but I have heard many of you talk about how playing dice is it gets, there's a lot of emotion that goes into it, right? But I also heard that it wasn't just a dice game, that there was also discussion about another game, some sort of basketball game, and I don't know if there was like a bet or something else, but as a very wise person said the other day, um, you never know like what the other person is going to do or say, right, in certain situations. So you never want to rub something like that in someone's face, right? When you're winning. I mean, think about it. Like, seriously, like, David, they could easily have that satchel. They could maneuver it in a way to bring the satchel piece to where it would be resting on the front of their torso, and put their hand up, and literally put it inside the satchel from behind, having their hand on a trigger the whole time, but yet inside of the bag where nobody can see it. But my thing is, like, if you have to go somewhere so strapped up like that, why go? Why even go? Why even go? That's kind of my frame of thought on that.
this is the audio.
You hear the nurse? We were just talking about the nurse who had ran from her apartment. Yes, Momo. I know, right? Isn't that something, huh? How are you, Momo? We were just talking about that, how we had been talking about this yellow hoodie for a couple of days now, right?
There's another video that shows when Jay Prince Jr. is walking by. Trying to see if I can find it. Oh, here we go. That's Jay. Okay, can I play this video? No one show nobody.
Appreciate that, Black Warrior Spirit. How are you? Here, I want to show you guys something really quick here. It's hard to listen to that, the emotion so hard to listen to that.
Somebody said, bro, he got no body shots. Somebody said he got no body shots. The check the uncensored video. No. Well, this is where you got to read the thing. If you read this thing right here, is this Future? Damn, Future just copped. Y'all be looking at houses in Miami. Have I ever seen this? Obviously, this is way outside my price range, but fuck. Nah, I looked at this house before. I can't buy it, clearly.
Hold that thought, y'all. Yeah, so it's actually the second video, guys, that they age restricted on me. The one that we dropped yesterday, the latest one. So just, you'll have to hit confirm and all that sort of a thing. Maybe I'll re-upload it. This is that very first clip here where we see the guy. Oh, and also, by the way, and I will show you all this here in just a moment. There was also a photo taken where they were shooting the dice with the guy, yellow hoodie, standing right back there with everyone else. So somebody has to know who he is, right? As far as talking to police. I'm not talking about you guys out here on the interwebs. You all have already figured out who you believe that the man in the yellow hoodie is. But it's like he sat there and he was leaned up against right here. You can see it. He's like literally leaned up against that area right across from that door. You're going to see here. Yeah. Oh, forgive me here. I can't help myself here. Yeah. TakeOff has started turning his head to look at this guy. Now, again, what's very strange, and there's the man in the white hat. He's down here. He's looking right at TakeOff. And somebody, I think that's maybe a female standing with him. And then, you can see them right here, right? There's the man or the girl with the Chucky doll or costume. And then this person here is, obviously, you all have already identified that man. Migos bands, right? But TakeOff grabs his torso or stomach area. And again, just put yourself in just your own shoes, hell. And you're out. You go to the mall. There's some weirdo leaned up against the wall of the mall. And maybe for some reason, somebody decided to do some performance in front of you all. And you're all standing around there. You're looking. And then you go to walk past this guy who has a satchel on. You're already suspect. But then, it's the way he was just, almost sizing TakeOff up. And then you want to wait till he walks past you to walk behind him. I don't know. That's kind of I don't ever want to let anybody behind you, right? You always say, what? Watch your six. You want to walk all behind somebody. It's very uncomfortable. Very rude. But there's a point here where you can see TakeOff becomes very distracted with this man in the yellow hoodie. And there was definitely some sort of confrontation that took place. Nico Bands is looking right at TakeOff. He knows something's up. This is the man that, I mean, first day we seen him pulling out his gun. We also have another angle now right here. There's going to be a part right there. Wait, it was 143. There it is. It's 143. Timestamp. You can actually see what appears to be a gun in the hand of the yellow hoodie guy. Right there. See? So if you go just a frame or two prior, it's not there. That is most definitely. I feel 99% confident to say that is a gun. Watch. It's going to come up. Boom. Just pops up. Timestamp 143. It's not there in the seconds before, but in this frame, it's there. It's clearly there. Yellow hoodie. And also, too, you can see yellow hoodie guy has his arm up. He has his arm up and his back towards the person taking this shot, this video. Yet he's going to run out that side door right there. So his back, he needs to be turned like damn near a whole 100, 80 degrees there for him to even get out of where he's trying to go. But as you watch him, you'll see, bam, that gun pops up. That is most definitely some sort of weapon or something. And you can see right here even too. It's almost like he's like turning around. His torso is now, his chest is now facing that wall. And I'm talking about TakeOff right there. But this is, or in that, that way, so to speak. And again, that's why people are so zoned in on yellow hoodie guy. Bam, right there. Yep. 140, 141, 142. Bam, bam, bam. Yeah, it comes right on up. I can't remember who it was that was asking the question of what that band's name was, but I think there's some folks in the chat that may know. What are y'all's thoughts on that? Especially being the fact that tonight, as we're looking at this, we're literally going frame by frame. And at timestamp 143, bam, that stick pops up. I mean, it's whatever it is. It's glinting like some hunk of metal, period. There's a glint on it. But not there, bam, it pops up in the frame. Are you referring to that vault? The vault. Hold on, I want to go back to DJ Academics Live because he had another shot of this man in that yellow hoodie. Actually, there was another shot of him playing dice. I'll give me just 1 second, please. We're kind of clocking here. Yeah, Momo. Yep, I have definitely seen that footage with the vault. But this here, let's see if I can grab the time here. Yeah, right here. Good y'all. Have y'all caught? Y'all been just literally sifting through people's social media profiles, and look what y'all have literally found.
How come no one is finding this guy's social media yet? What's going on here, chat? Shooters.
Keep forgetting TMZ.
We got to figure out all the shooters. All right, so we figured out one.
You know TMZ.
Who's next?
Y'all, this is
this guy
very
is
entertaining.
our person of interest. Okay, we need full dossier on him. Name, address, bitches he fucking.
And y'all will do it. Y'all will do it.
Also, we ain't trying to convict him too early. By the way, what's in his hand? What's in his?
Because his satchel is on him, right?
Let's zoom in. What's going on here? What is going on here, chat?
Is that what got Takeoff's attention and made him turn and look at the guy and made him feel uncomfortable?
How come no
about the fact that he wanted to walk behind him? Wait, does this say Sherlock Holmes? Sherlock Holmes?
Oh, hell no. Exhibit 3. Exhibit 3C. Y'all mark it. Is this a stick? Oh, hell no.
Sure looks like it.
Is this a stick?
It sure looks like it. Yep. Yeah. Almost like he wanted to come back and look at his handiwork, Jazz Mania.
Is this a stick?
It sure looks like it.
I'm going to tell you why this is very important. I'm going to tell you why I want to know what's in his hand. Because let's just imagine that the shooter, alleged shooter, who may have came with TakeOff and Quavo, or Quavo at least, let's assume that he ain't had the vision of Charleston White or Stevie Wonder. Let's assume he can see straight. The person he
swear I keep hearing Charleston White. Charleston White.
Unless he just one of them niggas like cockeyed Tracy McGrady type niggas. The nigga he was trying to shoot must have been in the vicinity of TakeOff.
Exactly. Well, also
Let's be
too,
honest.
look at who was around Takeoff
The guy who he was trying to shoot
right before he went
must have
down.
been close to Takeoff.
There you go. Now we're thinking, yep. Just look
This
at who
is
was
when
right around
shots
him.
start firing.
That's right.
Let's go back. Let's go back. Here we go. Here we go. Now we go back to this footage.
As soon as he says let's go, then
Wanted to look at the second
you can
angle
see him
here.
swing
Yep,
on
he
him.
doubled
This guy
back.
got his gun out already. That's crazy.
I would have felt uncomfortable with someone trying to walk behind me like that. And that's what it looked like he tried to do.
See, right
Yo,
there
so
should have been like,
that's the Mike
okay.
Prince dude say, yo, listen, nigga.
Some
Yo,
say he
they
knew
know
what he
y'all
was going to
family.
do.
So I don't know who those other people is talking about though. Is they know y'all family.
Conversation should have been done right from there. Yo, can you shut my door, please?
Does anybody know the names of these satchels that we're seeing everyone
Trying to
wear?
hurt somebody for what?
Like the
What
brand
do you
or a
think he's
brand that
doing,
would
Z?
make them?
Somebody just said, what do you
Or
think he's
what's
doing?
the
Like, why, man? Why y'all doing
most
this
liked
stupid
brand?
shit?
Is that a
There's-
shot?
No.
There's
no.
definitely some
Is that
sort
a
of
No.
muffled shot that happens or something like that. There's something that happens. Like I said, about 5 to 7 seconds before the barrage.
Not like, oh my God, somebody just got shot in the head and I saw it. Like, no.
It sounds like a
That
shot,
didn't happen yet.
but it don't sound too close to the camera.
Exactly.
Just by the reaction of her saying, oh shit, it looked like she was eating some chips and was like, oh shit.
Somebody said if it was a shot, that looked like it was like a 9 or a 22.
Not even, dude. That sounded like a punch. Sound like
Maybe that's a 22, man. Like even a 9, I think would be a little bit louder.
Someone brought up, what if it
But
is a
that
gun
could
with
be
a silencer
a shot.
or a suppressor?
I don't know. Chat, let me know what you think.
What do
about
y'all
this
think
one,
about
man.
that?
That's crazy. We're gonna continue doing our investigative purposes, but that's it for me on today's episode of
And again, of course, on top of the suppressor theory or silencer theory, which there was a time silencers used to be really sexy things, I guess, you know, to some people. But mostly people would have silencers if they're going to go like do a hit or something like that. Why would anyone need a silencer for a weapon to protect themselves?
Is that a shot?
Hurt somebody, bro.
Is that a shot? Is that a shot?
Don't play like that, bro. Hey, let go. I ain't doing shit, man. Go back and forth, bro. I'm gonna hurt somebody, bro.
A gunshot
Is that a
while
shot?
still in the satchel. Yeah, some of us were wondering about that.
It sounds like a shot, but it don't sound too close to the camera. Somebody said if it was a shot, that looked like it was like a 9 or a 22.
Look at Bearded Opulence's comment in the chat, y'all.
Maybe that's a 22, man. Like even a 9, I think would be a little bit louder. But that could have been a shot, though. It could have been a shot. Somebody said, yes, he drops first shot. Watch my last message. Listen to both videos for the shot. Yes, it's a shot, not a punch. I'm agreeing with this guy, Smash. There's a guy named Smash. He's donating on YouTube. I'm agreeing with him. I don't think it was a punch. I think the people who are saying, oh, I think somebody fell. Hold on. Yo, I just think he got like a clearer version than I seen on TMZ. What the fuck? Okay, yeah, we see the gun. We see the gun. The reason why I don't think this should look like a 19, bro. This if it's a Glock, you know, obviously I can't tell by the brand right here. This look like it would be a 19 or 45, like a Glock 45. This don't look like no small gun, bro. This don't look like no shit that's gonna be shooting some fucking, you know what I mean? Some 22s. And even if it's a small gun, if it's a 9mm, it's louder. The smaller the gun is, the louder that bitch gonna be, especially if it's kicking out a 9mm shell. Which punch is gonna be loud like that though? That is a point. And also, here's the thing though, y'all, who gets punched? Because it looks like the punching happened to the left, and Quavo already went to the right. Bro, I think it's that first shot that hit Takeoff, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. You hear that? Right here. Look, Quavo goes to the right. As soon as you hear that sound, this nigga's face, he's gonna follow the sound. He sees Quavo walking to the right. See, he's looking to the right. When he hears the sound, he looks to the left. You see? He looks to the left. So basically, this is it. Quavo and then walk over here. The shot and Takeoff is over here. Bro, I think that's a shot, bro. I think that's not a punch. That's a shot. I think what happened is the first shot is either a shot to the stomach, or it's a headshot straight to Takeoff. Bro, the first shot is the shot that kills Takeoff, bro. The first shot. And I think if you kind of watch it, that dude who fires the first shot, who's with Quavo and them, he doesn't shoot much more after. Because after they realize that, I guess niggas draw they shit hella quick and they start shooting at him. When you hear the barrage of bullets, that's when you start seeing that nigga run. What the fuck? What Kyrie's doing? What? Oh my God. Kyrie donating $500K and he deleted the tweet. That owner Josiah must have called him in the fucking locker room and said, "Bitch, we finna rip up this fucking contract, nigga. You see what we did to Kanye? We deleted that nigga bank account. We could get rid of you too." Told you, man. Yo, watch that stupid ass nigga Kanye. He gonna tweet.
Actually, if y'all have seen the news, it got a little worse for Kyrie Irving. Actually, I'll kind of speak on that while he's kind of, he brought that up basically. But the Nets have suspended Kyrie Irving for at least 5 games without pay. And the Brooklyn Nets claim that Kyrie Irving basically failed to disavow anti-Semitism after this Twitter controversy. So the Brooklyn Nets basically announced that they were suspending him. And this is days after he tweeted a link to a documentary that has been criticized as anti-Semitic and then defended his decision to do so. You gotta just 1 second.
Let me see.
That's what's
Enhanced
up.
video.
Now, Kyrie Irving again had been condemned last week by, among others, Brooklyn Nets owner Joe Tsai and the NBA for tweeting that link to that 2018 movie titled, quote, Hebrews to Negroes, Wake Up Black America, end quote, which is based on Ronald Dalton's book of the same name and has been blasted as being anti-Semitic by civil rights groups. The Nets say they were dismayed on Thursday when Kyrie Irving refused to unequivocally say he has no anti-Semitic beliefs, nor acknowledge specific hateful material in the film. And then they also say this was not the first time he had the opportunity, but failed to clarify. No more free speech these days. I'm just looking at some of your comments. Oh, man. Right? Now, speaking of free speech, let me ask you guys about this. What did you guys think about Gucci Mane dropping that gentleman? What's his name? I can't keep up with y'all's names. Little this, little that. You know, I can't. But you all know what I mean. Gucci Mane did a pretty next level tweet, right? Straight up. Congratulated the man on being signed to a record label and being dropped in one day. Very here was the tweet, you guys, right here. Congratulations to Baby Rax 1017. First artist to get signed and dropped in a day. That dude is not signed to 1017. This was because of a Twitter post that he had made in which it is perceived that he disrespected the city of Houston. TMZ says he wasted no time turning his Instagram into a Gucci Mane shrine. Even adding 1017 to his handle, which will probably need some adjusting now. Signed and dropped in one day. It's crazy, right? And again, I mean, when Momo, you were here the other day when we were looking at this, right? Our thing was like, the guy with the yellow hoodie, did he get hit in the back? What is that on his back, right? For a moment there, we thought it could be some sort of wound or a wound that was possibly bleeding, but no, this was a satchel. I mean, slowing this footage down pretty much confirmed that. Plus, we were able to see those additional photos that were dropped. It's very clearly a satchel. Natasha Milan, darling. Shout out to Natasha Milan,
What am I
darling.
missing? I'm watching. What am I missing?
I like Natasha Milan.
It was a pistol whip and the gun went off. I think so.
Hello, darling. How's everybody doing,
Alex
darling?
Garcia, thank you, brother.
You know, I'm just teasing you, Miss Milan. You shout out to
Somebody says
Natasha Milan in the building.
he holds his stomach. Who holds his stomach?
Are y'all serious in the chat right now? Are y'all really serious? Like, do you have absolutely anything that I could use or look at to prove what you're saying right now? Like anything at all?
Oh, this is Takeoff right here. You're saying he held his stomach. But here's the interesting part about it. The rest of the shots we hear starts coming from behind the camera. Listen.
Yep. The acoustics
Right
are
here.
something.
So they start, what was it?
I was wondering that too, you know. We were sort of talking about that. Someone may be.
Oh, wait. That's interesting. Hear this theory I got. Maybe on friendly fire, that's not the guy who shot him in the head. Because it looked like that looked right. He gets shot in the stomach. He kind of, you see, he's walking up, but he's kind of holding like
And
his
yes.
hand looked like he's kind of either holding like his belly or whatever the case is.
And my theory on that really is that I really think or wonder if Takeoff suffered that torso wound first. Because again, if you really pay close attention to the guy in the yellow hoodie, he literally is sitting, you know, sitting back really suspicious, like waiting. And as Takeoff goes to walk past him, Takeoff was distracted by him for some reason. He literally turns his top half towards this man. He looked this man with the yellow hoodie right in his eyes. And there's also, again, some kind of confrontation. And as we were slowing this footage down, we came across that gun, particularly at timestamp 143 in that first enhanced video. If you go to timestamp 143, started about timestamp 1 minute 40, and you'll see how the gun pops up into the frame. It's clearly, it's glinting. It's glinting. Hey, Royalty, good to see you guys. Safe House Podcast. I know, right? Everybody is talking about this, right? I'm still going to make another, attempt to call out the.
Yeah, I've heard the whole thing about the guy in the yellow is trying to take
the conglomerate that owns this Billard's Bowling Club. There should be mounds of surveillance footage. And I'm just wondering why we haven't seen any yet.
Okay, I guess this is a shadow niggas is saying is somebody's arm, so they're saying it's a punch. Look at the shadow. Right here. Oh! Whoa. Look at the shadow. Okay. Right here. There's going to be a leg shadow, clearly, but they're saying you can see the hand shadow. Yeah, that... I don't know if that's a leg anymore. That might be an arm. Yo, chat. Yo, we next level with this shit, nigga. We analyzing shadows. Holy shit. Oh, shit.
Yo, man. I get it. I absolutely get it, man. This stuff can get exhausting. Let me tell you, doing this true crime vlogging. And again, make sure you all check out the podcast channel. If you're wondering where all the content went from the page, from the platform, we've been moving into a paid stream. And well, hell, I'll tell you this way. Shout out to the Leak You community. Please join us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Amazon Music.
Please hit the like. Thank you.
Ain't gonna lie, chat. We over here
Sure.
analyzing a fucking shadow, my nigga.
Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock Holmes. Hey
Wow.
there.
Look at the shadow.
Yeah, Talk Slick, Make It Quick TV. Shout out to
It
you.
does look like an arm, right? Right here. Right there. You see it?
I know, right? DJ Lady Desire. It's
Right there.
crazy.
What y'all think?
Nigga,
Nigga, we doing some shadow analysis, nigga.
Yeah, no, seriously, like where is the surveillance footage from the actual bowling facility and billiards facility? Especially if it's this brand new place, surely they've got great cameras. I bet you their footage is even clearer than what we're seeing from these phones that videoed, right? And the police want help from knowing who was there, right? So would they not want to release like the clearest form of footage in order to get the public to provide any tips? Now, listen, I'm just kind of going there because I'm sort of wondering if there is any surveillance footage at this point. I really am. Do we know who owns this billiards club? It's about the point I'm at, right? Like, I hear there's 4 cameras right in this area where they were at. We have not seen one piece of surveillance footage come out of this billiards bowling alley club location in downtown Houston. Man, Momo, oh my gosh. It's been crazy the last 3 days, right? Heck, I'm sitting on some exclusive video footage right now that I haven't even dropped because I've been so busy with all of this. But that man in that yellow hoodie, as we were saying, the other night.
Is this blood right here? I see some drops of shit.
And the way he ran out like that, I mean,
right
obviously
here.
people are shooting, right?
You
but
see what I'm talking about? Is this blood? This blood. This blood, ain't it? Do y'all see blood? I don't see it. Andrew Gordon says it was probably point blank torso shot from the yellow hoodie. That's why it's a muffled gunshot.
What if that gun was inside that satchel, though? Instead of like being out in the open where it could have clapped back, the sound would have clapped back against the echo-ness, of that foyer there. But if it was inside the satchel when it was shot.
Mackenzie Smart says that would make sense to why the first shot was not as loud. If he shot Takeoff up close in the stomach, the sound would be muffled. Yo, I feel like we kind of know the people. We're just trying to get the sequence of what happened. So we pretty much solved the crime. Like, we know the niggas are kind of arrest. You feel me? Like, come on. The warrants are signed. Them niggas gonna be in custody by tomorrow, right? But we're trying to see who shoots him first, because it looks like it's 2 different people who shoot him.
He was Talk Slick.
Now the theory we're going with, he
actually
gets shot up close.
I have not showed this footage on my page, and won't be. But if you do, for those of us that may have looked at it, the footage where we do see Takeoff on the ground, we actually know approximately where the wound is towards the upper back portion of his head because of the man in the white hat that literally put his hand directly onto the wound. So we know approximately upper back portion of the head for sure. So, who was behind Takeoff? Well, definitely the stranger in the yellow hoodie. The way that Takeoff is distracted by him, he literally turns his upper half of his body to look directly at that man. At one point, I believe it's pretty obvious that he's almost at almost 180 degrees. And then again at that, and I'll bring it up again here. I believe I still have it. Timestamp 143. Frame by frame, a gun does pop up right there with yellow hoodie guy, and I'll show you guys. I'll bring this up one more time. And by the way, of course, YouTube did age restrict my video, so it won't be accessible via the YouTube search. So you'll have to come to the LeakYou.com page in order to look at it. Even though there's no gore or anything on it, they still age restricted the video. I thought about re-uploading it, but it is what it is. But on the first clip, and I'll drop a link to this as well, enhanced the first angle, but a timestamp 1 minute. Is it? Yeah, it's 1 minute. Actually, I'm sorry, it's 1 minute 23. Sorry about that. No, I was right. It is timestamp 1 minute 43 seconds. You go to 140. Let me actually slow it down. If you actually do the playback speed to be like a 0.25, I'm going to timestamp 140 here. And notice something here. 140, 41, 42. Here we go. Here we go. Watch. Boom. Yeah. Right there. Timestamp exactly 143. And why I feel so confident in saying that is I'm looking at the frames right before it. And you can see yellow hoodie guy. His arm is extended and up. And then you can see his arm shape moving and boom, out of nowhere. And I think that, as he was sitting there standing against that wall, he waited for Takeoff to walk past him. Then he very uncomfortably goes to maneuver and walk behind Takeoff. I believe that he shot that gun during that at the head during that part of it. I mean, if you really, is it me or do you see like a face looking back? It's almost like he started to, he turned, himself, but there's clearly something, and I'll actually screen cap this. Again, things are going so fast, right? Things are going so fast. And so that's why it's very difficult to get like a really clear shot. But that's why if you go to 140 and you just let it play that 5 seconds in slow mo, you'll see that gun come up. Right here. Yep. Right there. Oops. I'll copy this and put a link in the Discord, or actually throw a photo here to the Discord. I don't know how I feel about people sharing other people's content in my Discord. I don't really mind it so much, but people just kind of get out of hand with the self promotion thing. So, just a heads up on those of you that I see in the Discord. Um, make sure you read my rules, because that's on my rule list. I don't deal with self promotion. I don't make a habit of going around to other people's platforms promoting myself. I make it actually a habit to not look thirsty and desperate. So yeah, that's the only, I'm not too much of a stickler, but yeah, y'all be kind of cool with that self promotion stuff. Believe me, I promise you, we see your videos. Now in the forums, I really don't care. I don't really care. I don't mind. My only thing is, I most likely the person that owns those blogs or those platforms are the ones promoting them. So, how about you shout a chick out, or not be so stingy with recognition of other people's work, because you kind of are a little bit like that. So, yeah, maybe I'm talking in supplements. There's only one person that's done this, but yeah, I'm talking to you. I know exactly who you are, sir. So yeah, be cool on that self promotion though. You don't need to do all that. Yeah, be cool with that. I can actually sit up here and I don't use clickbaity titles and that sort of a thing either. And I also remember you timing me out in your live chat. I don't know, maybe a year ago, when I just simply dropped down to say hello or whatever it was. It was nothing major, but yeah, man, I remember that stuff. I remember that stuff. So it's just funny how that works sometimes. Whatever. But I absolutely see a firearm there. Yellow hoodie guy. This is the man in the yellow hoodie that everyone has been talking about. Yeah. Yeah. I think we'll leave it at this, guys. We'll leave it at this for today. I appreciate everybody who came out to the stream. Much love. I do, to all you new subscribers that are coming in, make sure you subscribe to the platform. But before we leave, shout out to the Leak You community. Please join us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Amazon Music.
Please hit the like. Thank you.
All right. Before we get up out of here, I'd love to introduce you all to Queen's Throne. She will be live later tonight sometime. I'm not exactly sure what exact time, but if you subscribe, make sure you hit that bell. Queen's Throne is also another true crime vlogger who I hold in very high esteem, high admiration, very dedicated to vlogging, true crime vlogging. She also is the owner and creator of True Crime TV. If you go to her homepage, you will see her channels, and True Crime TV is right there. Make sure you give it a follow and subscription as well. And that is Queen's Throne. She does do some videos with dolls sometimes, yes. Yes, she does. But definitely drop by and show your support. She does a lot of cases also, like I said, true crime related. Most recently did a case about Cairo Jordan, the boy in the suitcase, the mom who's still wanted and on the run from authorities. And her son was found dead in a suitcase. So anyway, make sure you definitely check that out. I did drop a link in the live chat. I appreciate you all again for coming through. I'm out of here, guys. Until next time.